Manic Monday. How are you? What a glorious Monday it is.
Beautiful Monday, Charles.
Yeah.
And we have a very interesting person today. His
Really?
name is Brian Tran. Welcome, Brian.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Brian. How are you?
Thank you. Very good, Charles and Mindy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I hear you're kind of more of a commercial real estate specialist. I know there's a lot of challenges back in 2020 with housing and the shortage of housing, but you are a commercial specialist. Did you always do commercial or
I do both.
you do both?
Commercial, residential, and actually it's vacant land too.
I heard that's actually something coming up, you know, more and more. You talk to escrow companies, you know, like Mainstream Escrow, and they say, what are the transactions that are kind of happening now? And some of them say, we're getting a lot of land deals. It tells you something, right?
Right.
Before we go into that, let me share with you a little bit about and Brian. So when Brian, he got his license, can you imagine? 1989.
What?
Before I was born.
Wow. I had no idea what real estate was back then.
Yeah, a lot of things went through.
So you're 00000035 or something?
Thank you.
32 years, that's a long time.
Well, that's okay. We're in the same. We're in the double O club, right?
Right.
And we got 2 zeros in front of our beer.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's
I put the two big three over here with so much experience. So please share with us
Mhm.
what you went through in this industry, please.
Right. Thank you. Many people ask me the same question. How you come to the real estate business?
right.
All right. So I just said, oh, I came to the real estate business because I love smiling to the people. Actually, my background is electrical engineering.
Oh,
All right. And then
engineer.
I started the real estate business. Actually, it's for the second job.
Side
And
hustle.
yeah, and along the road, I see that the engineering job is a war. And then get into the real estate business, I see that it's a learning process and it's a lot of fun. And I learn it every day. Until now, I still learning. And I love to communicate with the people around, interacting and help the people to get their dream home or investment.
Right.
Yes, very good.
Well, I mean, even in the investor world, I mean, a lot of people say commercial real estate doesn't have any emotions and, you know, it's just all strict business. But when you're buying an investment property, a lot of times that's pride, right? I want to buy the biggest, shiniest building. I want to buy the trophy building. I don't want to buy the building that doesn't look all that great, even though it probably is a better investment, right? There's a little bit of that personal kind of ego attached to owning, you know, investment properties, right?
That's a very good point. But let me share with you my first home that I bought it for myself. People talking about the investment, talking about buy low and sell high, right? But to me, for the first home I got it is in Tustin area. I think that about 21 years ago. It was a lot of vacant land there. And then I found the own single home next to the Tustin golf course. And then by that time, it's just the open land. And then I heard that, oh, here's coming the golf course. And then no matter what, I bought that home.
Gotta get it, right?
Yes, because location. That's the most important in the real estate
Exactly.
business.
Yeah.
And I went through it, fixed it up, lived it there a few years. When the market went up, when the Tustin got cost up, I sold it and then moved it into another home.
It's awesome.
So
Move up. So how long was that? About 3 years?
about 3 years later.
So was that when you got into the real estate market?
Yes, that's the first
So,
home that I bought
there
in
you go.
1989.
Of course, 89 was, as many of you may know or may not know, that was an economic cycle where it just topped out and it crashed hard after
Yes.
that. I mean,
Yes.
1990, it was like you could have had, I had, I think, 50 listings in industrial in the late, you know, in the early 90s, and nothing, no activity at all. So it's
But I was lucky because I bought it at a very good deal, like fixer upper home.
right.
But
Value
it's
add,
the location is beautiful. Yeah.
You know, so that year when you got into real estate, and a few years later only, I remember there was a lot of foreclosures that went and came on the market, right?
Yeah.
And so
92, 93.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with that? You know, you had a lot of savings and loans that crashed, and
Yes.
a lot of the RTC, or the Resolution Trust Company, was just, they have properties all over the place, so many vacancies, and to the point where the bank had it back,
Mhm.
but there was no one at the bank to put it on the market. It was like just kind of sitting there for a while, right?
Right.
So
Right.
did you work with a lot of banks?
Yes, in fact, after that, you know the market up and down,
Yeah.
and then we go along.
Yeah.
But
you
go.
went through so many cycles already, up and down.
Yes.
Up and down. At that time, I'm still in school. I haven't known anything about real estate yet.
Maybe your parents didn't even meet yet, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Now go back to your question regarding the commercial property. Yes, in the commercial zone is totally different than residential, right? Pricing, the incomes, location, and tenants, and they have the market. So actually, over for 31 years ago, I see that for the long-term investment, the commercial business still very good, especially in Southern California, where we have diversified on economy. The people all over the world come here for the investment.
Right, and that was at the time when the .com was going crazy. Remember all of the switching stations that were going into a lot of commercial properties. You had Y2K worries, remember, in 1990?
Yeah.
The whole, the world was going to end, and, all the numbers were going to mess up, and then it happened and nothing, right?
Right.
But the market was still tough in the very early 90s. In the early 2000s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, talking about in the last 12 months, the market is kind of crazy. In March until July,
we were so like nervous back in last year, 2020, right? People was nervous. We thought that the market's going to be down, but it's not. It's opposite. It's keep going up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I heard that you make an offer for your client.
Yes.
And that was an interesting story.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Share.
All right. Just about, I remember last November.
So like about.
Yes, it's really interesting experience. Yeah, just about three months ago. The home in Garden Grove here, just a typical 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. They listed at $699,000. And yes, and you know that a lot of offers came in.
How many offers you have to compete for?
I think that about 29 offers together.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean
29 offers.
I'm hearing this all over the country too.
And then how is yours offer?
The thing that is a long story, but I make it short. My buyer is cash buyer. That's a good thing. Cash buyer. King buyer. And secondly, they went to miss couples offer from some other property, and then they learn from it. And then the motivation is good. They qualify. They're ready to go. And then when I show it to them just one time,
they know what they want.
Yes. And then they ask me, "Hey, and Brian, how much do you think that we can offer on this?" And I just simply tell them that, "Mr. Buyer, you went through a lot of things, right? So in this case, you think about a good, lucky number. You tell me, so I can prepare the offer for you." All right? And then after that, I analyze the market for him. And then they come up with a final decision. Again, asking the $699,000. And the final number is $735,000 on cash as is condition. No termite work, no repair work required.
Okay.
And then on my business time, I never have that kind of challenging. So the buyer willing to pay 136,000 different from the asking price.
Wow.
So you see the market was
That's
so
crazy.
crazy hot
Yeah.
right now.
So the good thing is, Brian know how to educate the client, and the timing is right. The buyer know what they want. They make it happen. Yep.
Thank you.
In your opinion, Brian, we see that a lot, right? Lately, we've got offers, 30 or more offers on one property. You have sometimes 250,000 over asking to get the property. Do you think, in your opinion, right now, that the agents are maybe missing it, and maybe they should be pricing it much higher than? Because you've got to deal with 29 offers. Maybe if you're the listing agent, everyone thinks you're a listing agent, get 29 offers easy, just pick the best one. Well, it's not easy sometimes to pick the best one. You may have 5 cash offers that you're trying to figure out. So, and you got to let 28 other people know that they're not going to get a house, right? And a lot of people are spending a lot of efforts, right? People are writing offers. That obviously isn't a 5-minute job. It takes a little bit of time to get into, and they're trying to convince their buyers, hey, you should go up to this. So you have 29 people doing the same thing almost. Only one gets it. Wouldn't you think maybe that they should, maybe get it up to where you only have 5 good offers to judge? Or what's your take on this whole thing?
That's a good point. Because many buyers would ask me the same question. How to win in this kind of market? Right. So I just share with you guys here that first, in this kind of business, we had to prepare. Experience, right? But we had to learn the skills in the business in many aspects. The market, the condition, the buyer need and buyer want, the fair price. If in some case the buyer have a high desire, let them free. And then, of course, as a realtor, we consult them to get the fair price market as much as possible. But in some case, especially in this kind of hot market, we have to open some option for the buyer to get the house that they want. In another end, I have some listing and represent the seller. I would do very much the same thing. Analyze the market, evaluate the property, and then try the best and the highest offer for my seller. I think that's the most important thing. Before it, of course, we have to, have some skills in negotiation, understanding the people, communication with the people, and know exactly what they want and what they need. That's it.
Yeah, I think sometimes the frenzy and offer will get to a price that you couldn't get to if you just asked for that price, if you knew what it was. No one has a crystal ball, but that's what makes this market so challenging. That's why we need experts here that know the market that you have to
not just
rely on.
not just expert. I don't know how to Brian. Every month I see he has new deals, a few new deals every month, every week.
Thank you.
So, what is special? How can you share with everybody about anything special you have lately?
Well, I have a good news that I have a brand new
You always have
listing.
good news.
I have a brand new listing here, and this one is very unique.
Wow.
It's a commercial but a mixed use.
I see. Wow.
What
So
city-
he
what city
actually
is that?
had
Laguna
time.
Beach.
So you even had time to put a brochure together. Of course, that's another
Laguna
market.
Beach. Wow.
In the market,
The
just
most
a
designer.
very short time.
All right.
And the unique of this property is people can work and live together
Wow.
on it.
Look at the tops.
Commercial mixed unit. And as you know that the Laguna Beach town is very nice, beautiful town.
Yes.
And there's not much flat land available in the Laguna Beach.
Nope.
Is it in the art area where
Yes.
the people usually go there and enjoy
Yes,
all the art?
right on the Laguna Canyon Road,
Oh, wow.
the major street the major, connection between 405 freeway and Laguna Beach.
So 3-story commercial building under construction. It's going to be ready by May 2021.
Yeah, 2 more months.
Wow.
Yes, it's a modern,
Brand new.
brand new.
Interesting
And-
concept. How was the city? Was the city really on board with this kind of thing?
Oh
They
yes,
loved it? Yeah.
yes. Because as you know, the Laguna Beach, they have a very famous Laguna Beach College of Art and Design, and the museums there. In the summer times, people all over the world come here to enjoy the music, art, entertainment, and so.
Okay, let
Wow.
me continue.
Yeah.
Located at the corner lot with beautiful view of mountain and hills, the property is perfect choice for buyers who are looking for a home to live and work under the same roof, especially for professional artists, designers, architects, and students. Oh my God.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
why look for that detached garage with that 4th bedroom? You have a house that's already designed for it, right? Which is because
Exactly.
how many people are driving to their office in downtown LA to do their job? Not as much, right?
Yeah,
Nowhere near as much. So
right.
they need
Yeah.
homes like this.
Yeah.
Calling artists, calling architects, designer, and students.
And this one is good thing for the investor as well, because he or she can buy the whole project together or buy individual units. There's 4 units on this project.
4 units.
Yes, 4 units. Yes, it's a beautiful design.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
Great job.
All right. Now talking back to residential, I also have an incoming beautiful Huntington Beach single home coming out the market very soon. It's a 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. The seller spent more than 100,000 in upgrading it to it. Talking about my client, my seller and buyer always repeat customer. In fact, the seller of this Huntington Beach home, I just bought another home for them, and then they just move up to the new home, and then they call me to put this one in the market for sale. So anyone,
They're a move-up property,
yes,
which is actually kind of rare these days, right? They're either moving out of the state or doing something, but it's good to see someone then moving up.
moving
right?
up, yes.
And is that because of you?
You can say that.
Maybe family is getting bigger or
Yeah.
making more income.
In California, the people make the move every 4 or 5 years.
Exactly.
They don't stay in one
Gotta
house
have a reason.
forever,
Yeah.
right?
And
So-
move up, maybe business is good. Maybe they want to explore and enjoy life more, better.
It's always interesting to hear the story of why they're moving, because it's never always the same, right? I mean, they say studies show that it used to be 7 years was about how long they would stay in a home. But it's been showing that now the average is more like 10 or 11, right? So when you hear somebody leaving their home maybe after a few years and staying in the area, it's always an issue. So maybe they got a better job, or maybe their business is getting better and they want to move into a larger home. It's always an interesting story to hear.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow. We always have new things, see? Remember?
Yeah.
I told you.
You just mentioned that why you got a good deal every week, or new listing, or new escrow opening. I think that the most important is I just do my best to bring the best service to my either buyer, seller, or buyer.
Right.
And then they always remember me that, hey, Brian, I have a friend, I have a relative, want to buy or to sell or refinance.
Right.
That's
I think you are the best matchmaker for them. You see this buyer, this seller fit with this type, so that's why you match them up. So you are like a matchmaker.
thank you.
All of them, buyer and seller, together. That's why they like, because you understand what they want. So
Right.
that's a great thing about Brian.
Thank you.
So that no wonder why he been with us, and he always got the top producer award. And this is 2020 top producer award that. Go ahead. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Mindy. Thank you, Chow. And thank you, HPT Realty team.
Wow.
We're honored to have you in the team. Thank you, An.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
because there's so many innovative things like this and new things coming out.
All right.
Besides real estate, we talk about real estate all the time. It's kind of, so normal. Let's talk about you. What is interesting about you? I know you love music. You love to sing, right?
I love to
Okay.
sing.
So
I
share
enjoy
with
the
us.
art, and sometimes I taking the photography.
Oh,
Ooh,
interesting.
because Southern California is beautiful outside.
Sure.
I can show you someday some my work on it.
Okay.
All right. Of course, I love the music. Even my voice today a little different, but
Can
someday.
you sing a little bit?
I'm sure he has his own YouTube channel. To later,
No, besides that, I know you have another business.
Mhm.
Do you mind to share with us?
Yes, another business. Yes, I did open the restaurant about 20 years ago,
Wow.
and recently I have another business in the network marketing,
Okay.
in the beauty and healthy products,
Beauty and health.
right?
Yeah, a lot of people care
And
about
then anti-aging products,
that. Interesting.
right?
Do you need a job?
Well, none of us are getting any younger. Right now.
If you want to be younger, healthier, and prettier, call me.
How could you say no to that?
Yes, why not? You too, right?
Always has to be good.
All right.
Good, right?
But by the way, here's another something good I want to share with you. Just about 5 minutes ago, I have another client want to sell the 3 units in Orange.
Okay. 3 units.
3 units with 12,000 square feet lot in the high demand on the rental area nearby Chapman University
Okay.
and St. Joseph Hospital.
Okay. Do you have the price?
Beautiful. I will be working on it with the seller, but potentially it should be gone very quickly.
Yet? Okay, so 3 units in Orange. Waiting for everybody. Yes.
Coming soon in Orange.
I see.
2 units with 12,000 square feet lot. That's a very
any
unique-
possibilities of turning it into 6 units, maybe, or
Possibly. That's a good question. Or the seller says that they already checked with the city. The city would allow to knock it down to build 2 beautiful single homes on it.
Oh, I see.
Because with a 12,000 square feet lot, nowadays it's hard to find out, right?
Right. Yeah. Upcoming next week we're going to have a land and investment development kind of workshop with a commercial real estate series that we're doing on Thursday. So, yeah, like we talked very earlier about land and the extra land. What do you do with it?
Yes.
Southern California needs as many units right now
Yeah.
as possible, especially
Right.
with
Beautiful
ADU
weather,
conditions.
beautiful area. A lot of people coming down. They move down here because
Yeah,
great area.
exactly. Yeah.
That's why market is hotter and hotter.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, before we go, I wanted to ask you a question about the general real estate market, but also specifically in commercial that you're so successful in. You see a trend like this where you've got like the mixed-use live and workspace.
Right.
You have other trends like there are apartment buildings now where you live in your own bedroom and you have your own bathroom, but the living room is shared with 5 or 6 other units. So it's kind of like a co-living share. They do that in New York, and it's starting to happen in Hollywood and things.
Right.
You have right now retail, big changes happening. You have Starbucks on end cap spaces.
Mhm.
If they even have 2 years left on a lease, they're just stopping operations, just leaving it, empty, because they know that the drive-through is far more,
Mhm.
advantageous. End cap spaces are paying almost double for because they have more exposure, but they can't drive through. You have, warehouses that are just impossible to rent or to buy because you know, the Amazon say we're buying things straight from a warehouse. What do you see right now that is probably a trend that you're experiencing that
Wow.
you know, some agents should be seeing?
That's very good point.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Because-
something. What's going to be the next? You know.
Well, that sounds interesting.
What I see is, as you see, since last year we have a COVID problems,
Yeah.
right? And then the people changing a lot entire world
Right.
in the online business. Now people get used with the online
Virtual.
work, virtual work, online deal, online business, everything online.
And then real estate.
Yes.
For a while, right? Yeah.
Yes, and for example, one of the reasons the housing market went up because the people don't want to live in the apartment, the tiny apartment
Yeah, they
anymore.
want a house.
They want to own their house, even a townhouse or single house. They have a more room to do the business at home, taking care of children at home. That's the one reason I see that the market went
Yeah,
up.
because they weren't at school, right? They were
Right.
at home, and you had to work at home, so you
Right.
had twice as many people at home all at once.
Right.
Exactly.
And the interest rates were
Perfect.
so low.
Yeah,
Still
Perfect
very low.
storm, and here we go.
Yes. And the uptrend, to answer your question, is the uptrend in the market right now is, I mean that the people looking for mixed, commercial mixed property, where they can live and work together. They don't need to commute too
Yeah.
far.
So maybe that's what they can do with a lot of the retail properties, right? Because retail properties, for example, your dry cleaners is probably going to be closer than the office you work at, right?
Right.
Because it needs to be really close to your neighborhood, right? I'll drive all the way to downtown to my office, but I'm not going to drive all the way to downtown to go grocery shopping or dry clean, right? I want to go to close. So why can't my office be in those retail places that have already gone up? You know, there's got to be a change or twist. So
Yeah.
that mixed use idea that makes a lot of sense.
Right. And then even some like old hotel property can be converted into the apartment or mixed units.
Right.
That's a very good project for anyone, for any investor who interested into the commercial business.
Right.
That's what I see. And also some warehouse right now in the market is on the demand
Yeah, there's
High.
no
because
no
of
space
online
for it.
business.
It's on fire now.
Now,
Exactly.
$250 a square foot for
Yeah.
a 10-year-old industrial building of 30 to 60,000 square feet.
Right.
$250 a square foot is almost a house price.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So a medium-sized industrial building, 30 to 50,000 square feet, you can't buy for under $8 million now. Used to be
Right.
2-3 million all day, right?
Yeah.
Not anymore, you know. And the leases, the availability are also just not there too. So perhaps, like you said, the struggling retailers that are there, maybe you move into there, you work
Mm-hmm.
and live, maybe. you know.
Yep. And especially in Southern California, we have a beautiful weather, good economy, smart working people, and very strong dynamic community here.
So, what is your say and share with the customers out there at this market right now in terms of residential
Okay.
and commercial after?
Right.
Yeah, get your crystal ball out. Well, you know, when is the best time to buy? We always know when the best time to buy is. It's
Now.
right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I would just want to share with you guys and the people that right now is a very good time to buy the real either residential or commercial. You see that the historical low of the interest. You see that the COVID, no matter, is going down,
It's gonna go.
right? And you see that the motivation in the
Yes.
market right now.
Yes.
So the important thing is the buyer need to choose the right realtor or broker because
Just
that's
like
a
this guy right here.
I'm not talking about me, but
Yeah, we
talking
are.
about to get the broker or realtor with the experience to work with the heart,
Yeah.
to work
To care for your
to
needs.
care for your need exactly, and also how to handle the transaction from beginning to the end. That's important.
Know how to get you in and know how to get you closed successfully.
Right. And then I'm very happy to work with HPT Realty because we have a very strong team over here, from marketing to support to teamwork together.
Right.
Some property is not in the market yet. We already put into the escrow.
Yeah.
Just
Right. Just our network right here.
Right.
Already.
And that's the key to a great office that, cooperates together. A lot of off-market deals that just happen.
yes, exactly. That in fact, just a couple of days ago, I have more than 2 million commercial property into the escrow.
Yeah. I just went to escrow yesterday.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
it's thank you. It's not in the market yet.
Well,
So-
I always say that when you have a commercial property, you pretty much know who's going to buy it. It's not like you have to put it out there and hope for the best.
Right.
No.
There's always somebody that is a person that needs to either expand into it or an investor that has funds that needs to come out of a 1031. There's always somebody for that particular building. You just have to figure out who it is. Not so much hope that someone is going to
And
get
Brian knows
Right.
who it is. Brian knows the seller, Brian knows the
Yeah.
buyer, and then he matched both of them together. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yes, that's related into the the network in the business. The more network we get, the stronger business would result.
Yes, you have
Right.
network, but you know how to match the right one with each other.
So should I open office on matching the people?
You already are.
This is the one.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
good point,
Yeah.
Mindy.
Well, Brian, wow, we just really thank you for sharing, everything with, your philosophy, your experience, amazing, interesting, mixed-use residential
Yeah.
property. This is a great idea that I think there'll be more of coming soon because of the needs. And just great to meet you. And thank you for supporting the commercial training series.
Right.
Thank you
Here is
so much.
a really experienced person that probably doesn't need any training, but he's there every
Yeah.
week because you always can learn. Right?
Persistent, yeah.
Yes,
Always learning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love to learn. Actually, somebody said that if you don't learn every day, you're getting older every day. That's
You'll
reason
behind. If you don't
that
learn,
I
you'll
keep
be
learning.
behind.
I keep learning.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that. There's a lot more for Brian to share, but let's continue to talk again with you in a few weeks, right?
Thank
Joe?
you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see how those deals are coming along. Absolutely.
Yeah, next time we're gonna congratulate the closing from Brian's.
That's
And
right.
many more closing, many more new deals to come.
Thank you.
Well-
Thank you, Mindy. Thank
Well,
you,
we
Charles.
hope everyone learned quite a bit on this Manic Monday, as always it is. And
Yeah, always new story.
again, amazing to have you, Brian, on our show. What'd you think?
Yeah, like I said, always every week, new person, new stories, and exciting. Yeah, that's why.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Well, thank you again for joining us on Mindy's Manic Monday. Stay tuned next week. We're always going to have amazing guests. So, again, thank you, Brian, for joining us today.
Thank you,
All
Charles.
right.
Again, Brian.
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you, Charles.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.